I walk on the floor, thoughts are never in my head, or it should be another hot night.
Way downtown. Let's go.
This is from a different area code.
Oh, my goodness, Steph Curry, you are ridiculous.
If there were any doubt that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter ever, what you're about to see will end that doubt. After Warriors practice Saturday, Curry decided to get some extra three-pointers up. And he just kept making them and making them and making them. He hit 105 in a row. 105. Someone from the Warriors started recording after the first two, so there are 103 of them on video. His shooting streak lasted for 5 minutes, so we're just going to let it run picture in picture while we continue the show so you can see them all. Trae Young, 37 points to the Hawks season opener. Ja Morant had 44 in the Grizzlies season opener. Then they met Saturday in Memphis. Let's see what happened. After a slow first quarter, Morant got going in the second. Drives and hits the floater. Grizzlies down 6. 4 minutes remaining in the half. Grizzlies down 4. Morant to Gorgie Jang for the 3. Grizzlies trailing by 2 at the half. Morant 15 points on 6 of 9 shooting. 4 assists in the first half. Wound up with 28 and 7 for the game. Young, man, he is so fun to watch from Curry range. Hawks up 4. About 5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Hawks up 2. Young feeding Kevin Huerter. Huerter with 21 off the bench. The Hawks by 4. Under 4 minutes remaining. Hawks up 5. Young setting up Nathan Knight on the alley-oop. Give you another look at that one. Young making it real easy for Knight. He had 9 points, 5 assists in the third quarter. Hawks down 1 after 3. About a minute and a half remaining in the game. Hawks up 3. I mean, the league is in such good hands with some of these great young players. Look at Young. Give you another look at that one. Putting the moves on Grayson Allen. And the Hawks up by 5. Next Hawks possession, they're up 6. A minute and change remaining. It's winning time. Morant guarding Young. Advantage Young. He had 36. And the Hawks going to win it 122 to 112 in the battle of young scoring point guards.
Steph Curry's still going to make 65 more in a row on your screen. All right. Raptors Spurs, they were 29 of 75 from 3. They missed 46 threes as Curry gets ready to hit his 46th in a row. DeRozan there. OG Anunoby here. Curry has still not missed. They missed 46 in this game. All right. Under a minute to play. Spurs down 1. Murray drives. Can't get the layup. Scramble for the rebound. DeRozan to Patty Mills. No. LaMarcus Aldridge. No. He puts it in. Yes. Spurs take a 1-point lead with 29 seconds left. 8 seconds left. Raptors down 3. Van Vliet. You're no Curry. In again, out again, Finnegan. It was that close. Meanwhile, Steph Curry is going to hit like 50 more threes in a row almost.
Magic taking on Russell Westbrook of the Wizards in D.C. Westbrook triple-double in his first game for Washington, and he was at it again, getting it done all over the floor Saturday, finishing with 15 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 assists. So Steph Curry still going. Westbrook, back-to-back triple-doubles open the season. First player with consecutive triple-doubles open the season since Magic Johnson in 82-83. Let's check out Thomas Bryant. Early third quarter off the inbounds. Markelle Fultz pulls up. He's short. Thomas Bryant goes up for the rebound and dunks it in his own basket.
An own goal.
It's an own goal. Look at where he came from to make the play. A great play, just for the wrong team. Evan Fournier credited with the basket. He was the closest guy around. Markelle Fultz, fancy into his own basket.
Slow your read. He's got 30 left to make.
Able to get past Bryant with a nice move. Magic up 120 to 113. Next Wizards play. Westbrook to Bradley Beal. Beal had a monster night. 39 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Wizards down 5 following Magic possession. Fultz sees nothing, so he'll give it up. Nikola Vucevic able to lay it in. Vucevic, 22 points and 17 boards. Fultz had 21 points and 7 assists. The Magic going to win it 130 to 120, outlasting the Wizards, but not outlasting Steph Curry.
He's got fewer than 20 left. First question, man, I mean, that's got to be tiring. I mean, just throwing up that many shots in a row, right, Stan?
Yeah, and you wonder, look, his dad was a great shooter, so I'm sure there have to be some just genetic skill involved there.
Right.
But that's repetition. I mean, that's work ethic at play there. You don't hit that many shots in a row unless you've been working on hitting that many shots.
I've never asked him, but my dad must have been a great mumbler then.
The other thing, I'm willing to bet, and you know I don't bet, but I'm willing to bet there's not another person in the world who can do that.
No, and how about this, getting it on video, and Curry, that's 100. He's just made 100 threes in a row. I mean, I celebrated making 10 free throws in a row.
I don't know if I can make 100 layups. You know what I mean? No, but I'm serious. You have a momentary lapse, so you leave one short, one bounces off the rim. I mean,
105.
Unbelievable.
Oh, work on your game.
That may be the most amazing thing I've ever seen in sports.
When they talked about it, I'm like, there's no way that they didn't mess with the filming. But they did not mess with the filming. Steve Kerr, what do you think about what you just saw?
He choked. So he choked and just couldn't make the 106th one. I guess he just didn't have it in him. It's very disappointing, Jeannie.
All right, so now obviously not an apples to apples comparison, but over the last 5 seasons, NBA players are making wide open corner threes at a rate of 41.4%. Now, using that figure, the probability of an NBA player making 105 consecutive wide open corner threes would be 6.58 times 10 to the negative 41st. One of the benefits of being a journalism major, avoiding math. So I'll just take our researcher's word for that one.
Some Bradley Beal. And the Washington Wizards, winners of 6 straight. And if the playoffs will begin today, they're the 10th seed. They're in the play-in game. Okay, so they would have a shot to make the playoffs. Props to them for that, okay? But Max Kellerman, they're not the ones possessing the largest winning streak in the NBA right now. You know who that is, Max? You know who that is, Max?
Here it
Did you hear the news? Did you hear
We're going to talk about this later.
The New York Knicks, okay? I just wanted to point that out there, ladies and gentlemen. They're a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference right now. The New York Knicks. Oh, this is just beautiful. That is a special day.
Oh, my God.
Now let me get we get into the Knicks later. Now let me get to Steph Curry. Over the course of the last 11 games, he never shot less than 45% from the field. Only twice did he shoot less than 40% from like 3-point range, and twice or 3 times in that 11-game stretch. The dude is phenomenal. And again, the ball handling skills are there, the passing skills are there. The movement without the basketball is something he should be applauded. I mean, the dude is 33 years old, in incredible condition, runs all over the court. He's built himself up. He's got a little bigger, Max, in case you haven't noticed. The physique is bigger now. He's not just this little kid that can shoot. No, he's a grown man now and looks the part. But when you think about his ability to spread the floor, like I told you, from the moment he steps past half court, you have to guard him. That just spreads defenses out and opens up the floor for your entire offense. And when I think about him being the greatest offensive player, that's where that stuff comes from. It comes from that. And that's why I have so much love for him as a player, because I see his impact, how he affects the game because of the spacing that he creates. So what last night happens, that's a given. You get tired, you've been on a road trip, it's no big deal. He'll be back. But he deserves to be applauded for the greatness that he's put on display.
He's one of the greatest offensive players in the NBA, but the burden of proof is not on me. Did he prove that he is the best player in the NBA offensively? No, he did not. Number one, Kevin Durant, when he is healthy, is a better offensive player than Steph Curry. They played on the same team. I saw it. KD was the number 1 offensive option. Forget about defense for a second, right? KD's a better offensive player than Steph Curry. That's one. So there's one guy right there. James Harden, I think, is it. Look, what Steph is doing is it's close among these guys, and what he's doing is miraculous. You want to argue Steph over Harden? All right. But I'll take Harden based on what I've seen this year. No, he can't shoot like Steph. No one can, ever, right? But Harden can really shoot. He can score from anywhere. He's physically stronger than Steph, and he's actually better running an offense. You know, in Houston, I thought he was worse because the ball doesn't stick with Steph. As you said, he moves without the ball. He can play on and off, and he's really a shooting guard, a 2-guard, trapped in a point guard's body. James Harden's conducting of an offense, orchestrating of an offense this season was as masterful as any you ever want to see by LeBron James or Magic Johnson or anyone. And he's one of the greatest scorers of all time. I think I would give Harden this year, I'm surprised to be saying it, a slight edge over Steph. And then there's Lillard, who can do everything Steph can do, not quite as well until it matters most. And I value high leverage moments. So Lillard is right there. And I'll tell you another guy we haven't been talking about, Stephen A. Jokic. This man is averaging over 26, 11, and 9. He's shooting better than 40% from 3. He's a better passer than Steph, and he's a center. I think that Jokic is this year's probably the best offensive player overall, trailing maybe only James Harden when Harden's been healthy. So I think Steph is way up there, but I wouldn't put him number 1.
Well, first of all, Max Kellerman, if you're going to bring up numbers, particularly when it comes to Jokic, well, you know what? Let's stop talking about Michael Jordan as the greatest. Let's put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar up there. Let's listen to Isaiah Thomas, who put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 19-time All-Star, 6-time league MVP, 6-time champion, the greatest scorer in the history of basketball, the all-time leading scorer, et cetera, et cetera. We still don't put him ahead of Michael Jordan because we exercise something called the eye test, too. And so as a result, we know better. That's number 1. Number 2, when you talk about Steph Curry and you compare him to Kevin Durant, I know that Kevin Durant's a better offensive player, but what do I say? Kevin Durant is more efficient. One thing that Kevin Durant lacks is the assertiveness, the aggression, because that's a big, big thing. He wants to play the right way. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness, I almost happened to sneeze. But that's what Kevin Durant likes to do.
I told you we need a vaccination for pollen. Sorry to interrupt.
Tell me about it. It is pollen. Pollen's in your nose is stuffy, and I got a sinus headache, too. But I'm all right. Here's the deal.
It's so bad.
When you look at it, Kevin Durant, I know that Kevin Durant is a better offensive player. I think he's the best player on the planet when healthy, me personally. But what I'm saying is that Kevin Durant will gladly defer and be a bit deferential and not be as assertive or aggressive. When Steph Curry goes out there, he's not only a marksman, he has a marksman's mentality. And that's what I say right now when you look at his level of efficiency. At this particular moment in time, the efficiency combined with the aggression is what puts them there.
Fair point, because Jordan wasn't you could say, oh, this guy's as efficient or more efficient, but Michael Jordan had more aggression, was a better offensive player. That's a fair point. I'll still take KD's offense. But Jokic and the eyeball test comparing Kareem and Jordan, I don't like that at all, because first of all, Steph ain't Michael Jordan. And second of all, Kareem is the guy Jordan really had to pass for a lot of people to be considered the greatest. And Jokic is not playing just like a center, Stephen A. He's bringing the ball up. He's initiating the offense. He's bombing from 3. He's a load on the inside. He's doing everything.